How's it going, everybody? This is Mike, and I'm back for another weekly chat. And before I get into the chat topic, I'd like to do a little bit of an update here. A couple of days ago, when I did my movie for the letter I, movies from A to Z, I picked a film called The Incident. And I said in my little commentary that, to my knowledge, there had never been a commercial DVD or Blu-ray release of this movie. Well, I was proven wrong. One of my YouTube friends, a guy named Wishful Thinking, put a response underneath my video, and he said that there's a company out there called TwilightTime.com that is putting out a Blu-ray of The Incident. So I went right over to that site, and I found it, and I ordered it, and it came within just a few days. You talk about fast service. I was very, very thrilled and very surprised. So here we have this nice little Blu-ray of The Incident, and I played some of it today, and the print looks terrific. It has great extra features. It has a commentary featuring the director, Larry Pierce, and a film historian. It has the original theatrical trailer, which I'd never seen. And yeah, it also has a nice artwork on the inside and the outside. Nice little booklet with an essay with pictures. Yeah. So I am very, very happy to have been proven wrong about this movie. So if any of you are interested in getting a good print of this film, if I happen to pique your interest in my little review, I'm not sure what that meant, piquing, I guess, go over to TwilightTime.com and see if you can get one of these. While I was there, I also picked up a copy of Pretty Poison, which is another terrific film, nice little cult film, a Mike film, James, it is. 1968, Anthony Perkins and Tuesday Weld, the psychological thriller, very weird, very strange, and great performances by both of these actors. And so this is also a Blu-ray. This has two commentaries on it, one of them featuring the director, Noah Black. And I'm interested in finding out what he has to say about it, because Tuesday Weld hated making that film, and she said that she just couldn't be objective about it, even though a lot of people thought that she gave a great performance, which she did in the movie. She just hated it, hated making it, and I'd like to find out exactly what it was like on the making of that film. So let's see what Mr. Black has to say about it. So the topic for today is, how do we decide what films we're going to talk about on our YouTube channels? And so that's, I guess Ian came up with this topic, and James has already put up his video. I don't know if Ian has put up his yet. And we may be getting one from Harry Benson as well. I hope so. And anybody else who wants to join in, please. It's always interesting to have different ideas and comparisons going back and forth. So I can do this very quickly and very simply. I try to pick films that most people are not talking about. And that may sound a little bit pretentious, because when I talk about films like, well, the two of these, you know, I'm thinking that, wow, a lot of people don't know about these. So I have some sort of hidden knowledge here, which is not the case, certainly, and I don't honestly feel that way, and I don't mean it to come off that way. Certainly, there are a lot of people on YouTube who've already reviewed these films, and I was just kind of the last in a long line. But I like to talk about films that are not necessarily mainstream films, and things that I'd like to sort of pass along something that is a little bit more obscure, which is why I talk about the low-budget films from the 1950s, all the juvenile delinquent films that I buy stacks of. I just can't seem to get enough of that stuff. Obscure science fiction and horror movies and stuff like that. I also talk about the classics, and I don't know, I just like to pick things that I find interesting that aren't necessarily what you would find on a lot of YouTube channels, which a lot of these guys who are making money with their commentaries and their reviews and just showing the most recent up to the minute Blu-ray releases of everything and getting paid for it. That's okay for them, but it's just not really for me. Now I do talk about new releases sometimes. Every once in a while I do something called Mike at the Movies, and I talk about a recent film that I went to see and just comment on it a little bit, and that's kind of fun. But for the most part, I talk about older stuff. I like to talk about classics every time I discover one. Like, for example, I just recently discovered the movie Holiday, which I talked about for my H movie, and Yeah, for me it was brand new, made in 1938, but it was new for me, right? Because I'd never seen it before. So there's things like that that I like to share, things that I learned, and maybe some other people haven't found these yet. So I'd like to encourage them to go there and take a look at it. I can only think of two times where I purposely did reviews of or commentaries on films that I did not like. I think I only did it twice, and one of them was this very bad horror film called The Happening, starring Mark Wahlberg, and I had a good time trashing that. That was the first time I had ever done a sort of a negative rant type video. It was a lot of fun. And the second time was the 2017 film Mother, directed by Darren Aronofsky. I went to see that film and I absolutely hated it. So I had a good time talking about that too. But it was it was a little bit less enjoyable than talking about The Happening, because Mother was just a very heavy experience, whereas The Happening was not. And I guess that's really all I want to say. I just do things that are sort of off the wall, like me, and hopefully people will find it interesting. I don't know. So I guess my chat this week is very short. Anyway, let me know what you think, and keep an eye out for Ian posting his video, which I'm sure he'll do sometime today. And James has already put his up. And keep an eye out for Harry Maca Photos. Let's see if he puts one up too. So join in with us. Answer the question. Have some fun. Okay.